Alright y'all, back out in my houseboat again today. I'm messing with electric stuff. This is the receptacle that kind of like it's the same type that goes on the side of a camper. Weatherproof 3-prong twist lock. It's going to go up on the roof. This breaker box is probably going to go somewhere in here. This is where the toilet's going to go. It's going to get mounted somewhere in here. I'm probably going to leave it free floating with wires coming in and out. Leave it free floating or just temporarily mounted to a stud or something with enough slack in the wires to move it where I want to go, because this wall's coming out because this refrigerator is coming out. So that wall is going to get pushed this way, and it's going to be like a closet or some slide out shelves or something like that, slide out baskets. So when I put the breaker box in here, I'm going to leave it free floating. That way when the wall goes that way, the breaker box can go that way with enough slack in the wires to mount it where it's going to permanently end up. And then over here, I'm going to safe these wires up with wire caps. And I'm going to use this piece of wire that I pulled out of the wall. This is the wire that used to go out right next to the shower head for whatever reason. I'm going to rehook it back up with these wires, and I'm going to leave it coiled up here because I'm not going to put the hood, the fan hood range thing back up there. I think I'm going to make receptacles right here. Maybe like a little drop down box with a couple of plug-ins for when the generator's running. You can plug whatever in, you know, and that'll safe that up. And the rest I'm doing up on the roof. I'll show you in the next clip. Alright y'all, this is how this is going to go up here. This is the camper plug. I got to cut a hole here, and then that's gonna go in there. And behind the scenes, there's going to be wires coming from here down to the breaker box. This cord is going to go back here to where the generator sits. This is going to be the generator area in this back corner. And this roof's going to have railing on it, so nothing's going to fall off or whatever. And I'll probably have like stainless steel eyelets that I mount on either side of the generator, and have a chain or turnbuckles or something that keeps the generator from sliding around and stuff like that. But anyway, that plug's going to plug in the generator, plug into that camper receptacle, and then behind the scenes I'm going to have the wires going through the roof and down the wall to the breaker box. And I've had this roof covered with a tarp since I built it, and I just pulled the tarp back and it is soaking wet. So I need to hurry up and go get the fiberglass and resin. Hopefully I can dry this wood out and then fiberglass it. But this is what I'm working on today, the electrical. So you see what I got in mind. There's a fat piggy out there having fun. Socks, what are you doing? Alright y'all, let's see what I did. I ran through the studs, down through the roof, into this cavity down below. That cavity is behind the refrigerator, and I can access that cavity through that vent down there, about head high when I'm standing on the ground, and reach up in here. And I gotta get down in that access hatch and drill holes through the wall stud, which will put it over into the bathroom. So all this could have been avoided with a little proper planning, but I didn't really know where I was going to put this receptacle when I built this roof. After I built it, then I kind of mapped out in my head this is how I wanted to do it. So alright, well that's pretty much the hard part. So now I got to put the sheet of plywood back on, screw it down and recover it with the tarp, even though the tarp don't seem like it's keeping it dry. And then I could do the rest from that access hatch or inside the boat. But whenever I go to fiberglass this, I'm going to take and I'm going to unhook this. I am going to wire this up today. But I'm going to unhook this and shove these wires back in this hole. Actually, it's going to have a bigger hole because this has to fit inside. I think the directions said I had to drill a 2 7/8 inch hole, so I got to go get a 2 7/8 inch hole saw. And then whenever I go to fiberglass over this, I'm going to unhook this, push these wires back through the 2 7/8 inch hole, fiberglass over it. Then when the fiberglass is cured and gel coated and everything, then I'm going to come router out my hole and reach in there and pluck the wires out, rehook it back to this, and then sink this in there permanent with caulking all around it. But that's where I'm at now. Now I gotta screw this down and get back inside the boat. Alright, y'all, got it all back together. I decided to take the tarp off, let this wood air out some. It's amazing the moisture that was caught inside underneath that tarp. So whenever I go to fiberglass it's got to be dry. But hell, look, there's even mold started on the surface of the corners. Maybe it'll get sunny today and dry it out a little bit, hopefully. Alright, heading down below. Alright, got the wires pulled out of this access hatch down below. And I got holes. See if you can see them. I got holes drilled through studs in this wall. And when I shove the wires through the hole, they will pop up behind the bathroom panel in the bathroom. That's what I'm going to do now. Fish these wires through. This is the back of the refrigerator. That's going to be coming out. So it's going to be shelving or something in here. Alright, y'all. Almost got it. Decided I was going to put it right up here in the corner. This wall is eventually going to end up going that way. And I didn't want to have the box where when I move the wall it'll be in the way and everything, so I just decided to make it easy on myself, put it up there. But I got the feed wires coming in the top of the box, and then I need to get a breaker. I got the box from Lowe's, and Lowe's didn't have a 30 amp breaker, but they had every other size breaker. So then I went to Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware had every other size breaker except for 30 amps, so I just said screw it and continued on with working on this thing. But I about got it whipped. I'm fixing to hook all these feed wires up, and the outgoing wires, I can hook the neutrals over here to this neutral bus bar on the outgoing wire, but I'm gonna have to have the hot wire just hanging out here in the open until I get a breaker, and then the outgoing hot wire will go to the breaker. So about got it whipped, and I know it kind of looks like a mess here, but a lot of this stuff's going to go away. These wires are going to stay, but them two things in the back, that's the old throttle and shifter cable that used to go to the helm up in the roof, so that's going to eventually be out of here. And these wires right here, this is just the 12 volt wires that goes to this stereo right here. So, and then all that stuff's going to be covered up with this panel right here. This is the bathroom panel that I removed to work on all that stuff. Oh, and also a couple of those 12 volt wires goes to the back of this light. So, but I guess I'm going to do quick connects here. That way I can unscrew the panel, pull it out a little bit, and then just undo the quick connects if I ever got to take this panel off. Alright, well that's where I'm at now. I'll continue on. Alright, got the wires ran to it. Got the feed wires coming in the top of the box. And got the outgoing wires coming out the bottom of the box. This is going to be the hot wire that goes to the breaker, which I don't have right now. But anyway, you get the gist of it. I got to get rubber bushings, or they've got little grommets that when you drill a hole in these electrical boxes, you got to put grommets. I didn't think to get the grommets when I got the box. My bad. But trust me, I will have the grommets in the box. But alright, so that's pretty much wrapped up inside here. I can cut the little triangle, or not triangle, I can cut the rectangle out. It's got to go somewhere in here, I believe. And that way when I put that panel back on this back wall, this lip of this box will pop through the panel, and then I can put the face of the breaker box on. But so I'm done in here for now, minus cleanup. So now I'm gonna go hop up on the roof and hook up the little receptacle with the waterproof flap cover on it. And then I'm pretty much, no, I'm not done for today. I forgot I gotta do these guys here. Then I'll be done for today. Got everything tied. This is up over the sink where I had to make these connections. Got all the whites tied together, the blacks tied together under another cap, the bears under another cap, and then I spliced on a little, about a foot long piece of wire that this is eventually going to go to. I'm going to go over this hole that I cut, and I'm going to have electrical receptacles, and that's what this little pigtail is going to go into. But I capped everything off, that way I can make everything hot before then, and I can just do this at a later time. I actually got to go buy the receptacle and a little box and however you put all that stuff together. But so now up to the roof to finish the RV style receptacle on the roof that the generator plugs into. Alright, I'm about to hook this receptacle up. It's got the this is nice here. It's got the it's color coded on the back to make it easy for dummies like me. It's supposed to have green, white, and black wires, but I got green, white, and red, but it's what I had. So we'll just pretend this red wire is a black wire. So the green will go to the green, the white will go to the white, and the red will go to the black. And it's all correct in the breaker box down below also. So fixing to do that and be done with this thing. Alright folks, there you got it. All wired up. I just got to get a 2 7/8 inch hole saw and drill a hole there big enough for this to slide in, but that'll all happen after I do the fiberglass. So when I do the fiberglass, I'm going to unhook these wires and push them back through that hole. When the fiberglass is done and dry, going to drill a 2 7/8 inch hole, reach in there, fish the wires out, rehook them back up, then put this receptacle up against it, caulk it for the weather, and when it's not being used, this little flap will close. Got to use it, unhook the flap, put the little twist lock cord on, and it comes back here to, this is going to be the designated generator area. And that's it, man. Got it did. And now the weather's getting shitty here in Florida again, like normal, so I'm going to go ahead and put this tarp back over this deck. It did dry out some, but probably going to get moisture trapped in it again when I do the tarp, but oh well. Alright, the next step is me getting off my butt and going and getting the fiberglass and the resin and gel coat and all that stuff, and filling these, some of these little knot holes have a little bit of depth to them. Fill the knot holes, sand the wood smooth as I can, and then paint it with the fiberglass resin. Let the resin soak into the wood, and then start laying out the fiberglass on here. So it's coming along, doing little by little when I can. So I appreciate y'all joining in. Thank you.